Hi, in this video I'm going to explain you how you can write a simple script to map a date field to the another date field within the same table. Okay, for example, I'll just go to request item table. Backend name is sc underscore iq underscore item dot capital list so that I can open in a new tab. Okay, for example, I have this open field is there, right? It is a date time format, like you have a date with the time like this you have. For example, now I'll create a new field, configure table. I'll just write here itself. I'll create a new field according to my naming convention. I'll just use the same one. Just remember to use an underscore, and I would like to say it is a datetime format, and everything looks good. I'll just save it. Or else you can click on update, it's fine. Okay, now I'll just bring that newly created field here. I'll just take off remaining so that we won't get confused. Okay, mapping open. Okay, now you can see this is also a date time field, a mapping open, and this is open and this is a date time field. If there is a requirement like I would like to map everything, whatever here are there to this particular field, how I can do that? You can do that using a simple script using a while loop and an if loop and comparing whether it is a null or not. Okay, just for now, I'll just go to one background script if possible. Under system definition, you find scripts background. Just open it in a new tab. You can write in your fixed script or as background script. It's up to you. Okay, and here you can just start writing your own script. There's a space where you can write your script and the output will be shown on the right hand side. Okay, firstly I will declare a variable. See how I just do is I'll write the script completely line by line. I'm going to explain you and I'll going to execute the script. Okay, now I'll declare a variable. On which table I'm trying to do, it is on SC table, SC underscore REQ underscore item. Okay, if that table was present, okay, next I'm going to do a to declare a variable. Already I have declared here, right? Table name, and that is nothing but SC underscore REQ underscore item. So I can directly use this table name here instead of writing again. Okay, gr.query. I'll use a while loop so that it should apply for every record what within the single table. So I'll just use a while loop. Gr.next. Don't worry, I'll explain you in brief at last what exactly each line says. Next, I'll declare a variable where gr. Here I'm going to take the value of already present one. This one I would like to map to this, right? So I would like to know the backend name of this one. I'll just do configure table. So I'll search with open. So this is the one, right? Open. Backend name is opened it. I'll just copy. I'll go to my script. And I would like to write a destination. Nothing but which I would like to map. I'd like to check firstly whether it is empty or not. So I'll just for that I'll just do one pre-check as well. First I'll get the value. Backend value of that. What is that? I would like to map. Mapping open. Backend value is this. I'll just copy. I'll go to my script. I'll just place it. Okay, I'm getting both the things. Now I'll write a check like if destination date is equal to empty. If that field is empty only, you just enter into this loop. Next I'll write gr dot set value. Which one I would like to set? I would like to set u underscore open, right? U underscore mapping open. With which one I would like to map with? Source state. Source state. And let gr dot update. And I'll just print like gs dot info. Updated record with sys id. Just append with the sys id so that I can concatenate with some more information. Okay, new value destination date field. I'll concatenate with source date and with semicolon. That's fine. And as we have written an if loop, we'll just use an else as well. Else if means if that value is not nil, it is going to go into this loop. It will just write gs dot info and slope, and we'll just print as well one statement. You can write info or print, everything is fine, no problem. No update needed for record with the sys id. I'll concatenate with the gr dot which required you don't need. Okay, we can write some log statements for everything so that before we execute, we can just print and see. gs dot info. I'll just print that whatever I have written there, values coming or not. After this also I'll just write. These all best practices you can just think before you try to execute. Here it should be like empty. If empty only, it is going to destination date. And okay, we'll write which loop it entered, like gs.info, enter if loop. See, whatever you do here, you within your development instance or else your test instance, you can just use how many log statements are there. After everything is perfect, then when you move to your prod instance, then it is better if you can remove your log statements. Okay. A best practice is whenever you do in a dev instance is to put logs and verify. Okay, now I'll just try to execute it. Okay, after if it is successful, I'll just explain you line by line. If it is not successful, we'll just cross check, no worries, and we'll try to execute again. And after that, I'm going to explain you each and every line in simple words so that you'll understand perfectly. Okay, the main motto is like, mm, I'll just go to see the main motto is like here all the values are there. Here this field is empty, right? If I would like to map these all both are the date fields only. If I would like to map this one exactly to this, how I can do that using a script. Okay, if I after me executing these all values should get populated here as well. Okay, and I'll just run the script. And there were some business rules running. We'll just cross check. One was done. It's because of the scripts which has made it to not update everything. There's a slow business rule which says we'll try to execute it again. Done. It's like there was one BR which was running, making it not to update properly. Mm, we'll just cross check. We'll just refresh it. See, because of the script, whatever it is running backend, there is some distractions which is making not to execute at the whole. But everything was mapping, you can observe it. We'll try to execute again. See, whenever there is an update done, you can see like updated record with sysid and a new value of the destination field is whatever it has mapped, this has come. See, this time you can see two, two updates were done and one is no update is required because already one is already mapped previously. And again, I'll try to, here also you can see there is one updated. So totally one, two, three records were updated and one already it is updated previously, so there is no update needed for this record, it was mentioned. So I have left with the one record. I'll just run it. So now you can see 4 has come up like no update required because already the fields were mapped previously and there is one empty record. So for that one empty record it should say like updated record with the sysid. Here the problem is like there are some businesses which are running backend of SC underscore REQ underscore item which has made not to update within the single running time. Okay, but according to your pre-checks, you can just check like whether it entered into if loop or else loop and how it has executed. Everything was checked within this 2-3 times running of script. Okay, if I'll just go to I'll just refresh it. Now you can see everything were mapped exactly whatever we thought of executing. Now let us run one more time. Now we shouldn't say anything updated. I just say no update required for all the 5 records. You can see now no update required. 3, 4, 5. So 5 records it was printed like no update record means it went into this else loop and said no every fields were filled. No field is empty in this mapping open. So no need of updating it has mentioned. Okay. I'll explain you what exactly this script means line by line. So you'll be able to understand. The first line if you see This line sets the variable table name to the string sc underscore req underscore item, which represents the name of the table you want to work with. And this third line represents, you can say that I can tell you both at a time, like third and fourth one. Here you create a new glide object like gr for a specific table sc underscore req underscore item, and then execute a query to retrieve records from the table. Okay, now I have written a while loop. See, this while loop is nothing but it initiates a loop that iterates through each record written by the query. Okay, next if I go to this 8th line and the 11th line, I'll tell you what these exactly mean. In this first one, these lines retrieve the values of the open date and the open map fields for the current record in the glide record object of gr. Means within the same table, I am trying to fetch the values of this open date and the u underscore open mapping and storing them in the variables, two different variables like source date and the destination date. In the 14th line, if you can see, what I have done is that I'll just explain you this complete if loop. Okay. If the open map field is empty, it sets its value to the value of the open date field, updates the record in the database, and prints a message including the update. This nothing but if this one is going to check like if the destination date is nothing but u underscore mapping underscore open. If that field is empty, then it is going to go into this loop and it's going to set that value. It's going to map that value with the already existing, nothing but the source date, means open date. And I'm doing just a simple gr dot update. And this else loop is when it is going to go into this else loop is nothing but when the value is not empty, means the already the value is there. I need not do anything there. Update I need not do. So it is going to go here and tell no update needed for the record with the sysid. Okay. And I think you have understood the script. Okay. In every 2-3 runs also, there was one slow business rule has occurred on this table, so it didn't execute in a single run. But you can observe like within a 2-3 runs you can see how our script has executed, how it went to this if loop or else how it went into the else loop. Within the 2-3 runs you might have understood. You should have understood that how this script has executed by the log statements we have written. Okay, and thank you so much.